Right. This is the first mug I have had sent to me. It was printed by Gelato, and this is how the mugs arrive. Gelato is a print-on-demand service, and why I chose it was because Gelato uses print partners in different parts of the world. So if you ordered from America, for example, then your order would go to a print company in America, and so your product would go through a process in America near to where you are actually located and get delivered from there. So it's almost like you're ordering locally. Even though I'm based in the UK, I can use Gelato to sell my print-on-demand products because it uses print partners in whatever part of the world the customer is. So even if you was in Japan, you made an order in Japan, it doesn't get printed in England and come from England. It gets printed in Japan and come from a place in Japan. I thought I'd try out the quality, so I created my squirrels in a mug and ordered one and had it sent to me. It took, I think, 6 days before I received it, and as you can see, it comes securely packed. And right, so here is my mug, my squirrels in a mug. I'm actually really impressed with the quality. The print quality is really nice, actually. So this is, I'll show you how I created this mug. But it's a really nice quality mug, that is. I'm really impressed with it, actually. This isn't a tutorial, it's just me trying to figure out what I can do now that I have lost my business to AI. And by watching gurus on YouTube, I've been looking at some channels on how to set up and build a Shopify store. And so this is just my process, how far I've got so far. I have no real concept of where it's going, actually it's like this channel. I've got no real idea of what this channel's about. Everything I'm doing at the moment is just trying it as I go along. So how I started to create that mug, I tried a site called Kittle. I did try a few other things. I tried Canva, and I wasn't really, I don't know, it just didn't seem, it seemed a bit clunky. I don't know, it's one of the most popular ones. Maybe I ought to give it another go. But I tried Kittle, and what I'd liked about a Kittle is the fact that when you create an image using the AI in that, the resolution is really good. For example, if you get an image and you have it done in Google Gemini, for example, it's limited to about 2,000 something pixels by a couple of thousand pixels. So in effect, that's not really good enough for a t-shirt, for example. I think you can get away with it for a mug. But Kittle, the images that you can create with the AI are a lot bigger. Whilst waiting for the delivery of my mug, I did have a go and create a couple more mugs in my Shopify store, and this one I've done, the squirrels in a mug. This is the product template you get. So in Shopify, on the product template, you fill in all your details and your images. And so on my actual front end, I have 4 mugs at this point, and this is the squirrels in a mug, right? So here are the mock-ups I created, and I asked AI. This was actually done in Google Gemini. I put a picture of my mug into Google Gemini and I asked it to create an image of a street cafe scene with my mug in the foreground and a squirrel drinking from the mug. And this is the first image it came back with, and just look how realistic that squirrel is. It's uncanny. It is so realistic. And then I took this image. So once it had created this image, I went and took that image and put it into Google Gemini, and I asked it to make a video clip of a squirrel drinking from the mug, and this is what it came back with. You think it was real? That squirrel, it just looks completely real. And a couple more images from my mug, and I thought I'd throw in, I got carried away and I tried a couple of other pictures, so I thought, well, I'll ask for a kitten drinking from my mug, and this is what I got. And not to forget, of course, we need a puppy drinking from the mug. So these are the images I created. I mean, I've absolutely no real idea if I'm doing the right thing or not. It just seems I got carried away with AI. I suppose a lot of people getting carried away with AI. So I've created this mug for sale, and it genuinely is for sale on my store, and I know for a fact it is a good quality product because I ordered one. So I'm quite confident that should anyone actually buy it, it's a nice product. So I'm quite happy about that. So at least the test was all right, actually getting a product. And so over the last week, whilst waiting for that mug, I just created a few more mugs. Again, I did the same thing. I went into Kittle and just put a simple prompt in. For this snow wolf, I just described as I want a picture of a wolf with bright yellow eyes running towards the camera in the snow. And this is what it came back with. So I've created some mock-ups for this mug. This mug's in the store, and I actually quite like this mug, so I might actually buy it myself. So at least I'll have 2 sales in my Shopify store. But then I went into, again, I took the mock-up of my mug and went into Google Gemini and just asked it to produce, I just asked it to produce an image of a wolf sitting with some of the workers on a construction site drinking from this mug. and this is what it came back with. I asked it to produce an image of a wolf in a cafe drinking from the mug, and again an outdoor cafe scene. So that's my mock-up for that. I don't know whether it's a clever idea to do this or not, but I just think it's quite intriguing to see how AI creates these images. And I mean, I like the detail, the out of focus real life action behind the main character. And so here's another mug I made. I was getting carried away by now. As you know, I've got this particular fondness of dogs and wolves. So I created one with an angel. I thought, well, instead of just having a wolf running towards the camera, let's have an angel and a wolf running towards the camera. And so again, I created a mock-up of the mug to begin with, and then I asked Google Gemini to place my mug in a scene with an angel to start with, and another variation of this with an angel, and then I asked it to create an image with a wolf in the background. Something else I thought I'd just try. So I used this image, put it into Google Gemini, and I asked it to create a video of the angel getting up and coming forward to pick the mug up. And this is what it came back with. It's a giant mug, but it's still funny. Then, using the image I'd created in Kittle, this was the original image I'd used to create the mug in the first place. This forms the wraparound for the mug. I asked Gemini to use that as a starting image to create a video clip. Just a simple prompt. I put a picture in and just asked Google Gemini to make a video clip of them running forwards. And then I asked Gemini to use this as the first frame to create a video clip of that wolf coming forwards, raising itself up and then biting onto the mug. And this is what it came back with. And if you take a look at this is probably the most pointless mug ever made. Now, it features a stick man, and he's got a personalised mug of him and his dog. So here they are in a cafe. It's a real sort of image. His dog's real. His mug's real, Everything in his world is real. The only thing that isn't real is the stick man. And he's got a personalised mug that features him and his dog. So, I mean, this is obviously nobody's going to buy a mug like this. What's the chances of there being somebody? Well, for a start, what's the chances of somebody ever finding my Shopify store? At this point, I have no idea how to market it or anything. So, let's say somebody ever came across the store and thought, oh, these mugs are interesting. What's the chance then that somebody who is actually a living stick man finds my store? So, apart from that, if Mr. Stickman actually did find my store and he happened to be the spitting image of this character, what's the odds of him having a border collie as a pet? So, the odds of selling this mug are probably about, it must be trillions to one, or virtually, well, I suppose it's impossible, really. I mean, stickmen, people who look like that probably do exist. I mean, you do see strange characters walking around. And so, but it'd be interesting to see if such a mug could ever sell. It's a learning process, and I'm just using these tools that are available to try and learn. I have no idea where it's going. I don't know what the next step is. So for now, I can just play around and make some mugs. I'm going to try other stuff as well. I'm going to do a t-shirt, and I'll try some wall art. And I think that what will happen is I'll just build my store up as I go along. I think that when I buy the odd few items, that'll be me, number one, the only customer probably. But I don't know where all of this is going. I really don't. I just wonder that how many people actually dreaming along, they watch all these gurus saying, just do this, go along, create all these images for print on demand, put a Shopify store together, and soon you'll be rolling in money. I mean, I've already come across several issues. The first being, well, there's so much competition out there anyway, and how the hell does anybody actually find the store? I never really thought about that. When I first started this, I thought, oh yeah, I'll build a Shopify store and then put some stuff in it. And now I'm thinking to myself, well, that's all well and good, but how does anybody know it exists? So, I have no social media, and, I suppose I'll have something else I'm going to look into, really.